Unprecedented violence overshadowed the recently concluded by-elections in Kawempe North, impacting the electoral process while also raising serious concerns about the state of democratic practices in the country. The electoral period was rife with incidents of beatings, assaults and arrests targeting opposition supporters and candidates alike. Journalists were also caught up in the fracas, facing physical attacks while attempting to cover the polling day. The scale of violence during the by-elections drew national attention, even prompting President Museveni to issue a letter calling for thorough investigations into the events that transpired leading to the electoral violence. In a recent interview with NTV, NRM candidate Farida Nambi acknowledged that the violence negatively impacted her campaign, contributing to her eventual defeat.
It is okay to have police. It is okay to have prisons. In case police feels the numbers are low, they can call upon prisons. And in case they detect that there is a much more threat on the life and property of the people, they can bring in the army. But what I want them to do is to come out and explain vividly to journalists, vividly to the public. Because for me, when security manhandles my opponent, it gives them a sympathy vote.
The NRM party, through its Secretary General Richard Todwong, expressed regret over the violent occurrences that marred the Kawempe North by-elections. Todwong linked the incident to a troubling history of electoral violence in Uganda, emphasizing that such events should not be repeated as the nation readies for upcoming general elections.
The history of this country, the painful history of this country, many of them are linked to electoral violence and undemocratic processes that the country went through. So when that is not resolved and handled well, it can start small from Kawempe North and it will expand to the rest of the country. So the president and government wants to resolve that matter once and for all, so that what occurred in Kawempe North should not repeat itself in other parts of this country as we go to the national elections.
Moreover, as political tensions arise ahead of the general elections, Todwong cautioned all political players against sponsoring goons, a tactic he claimed was evident during the Kawempe by-elections.
Now we are saying, since we are all concerned, going forward we should stop sponsoring violence. Every political players must stop sponsoring goons that promote violence in an election, so that security forces don't get involved in election. Security came because there was chaos.
As Uganda prepares for its next phase of elections, the ramifications of the Kawempe North by-elections serve as a critical reminder of the challenges that must be addressed to ensure credible and peaceful democratic practices in the country. David Ijo, NTV, Weekend Edition.